Welcome, family, friends, and YouTube. Well, today is the day. My Sena Impulse helmet came in. I've been toying with it most of the day. As you can see, I'm in the backdrop of my kitchen again. My wife's going to get a little upset, but I'll be able to smooth it over. But I had to have something just so I could talk to you. Here we are, the most expensive helmet I have ever purchased in my life, the Sena Impulse. And I hope it's going to be worth it, but let me tell you, so far I've been playing with it most of the day, and here's what I've discovered. I'm not reviewing this helmet. I'm letting you know what I'm going to do. I've decided to turn this in, instead of using the second helmet as a vlogging helmet, I'm going to turn this into the all-purpose helmet, vlogging and everything, simply because I never know when I'm going to vlog. I could be on the road and riding for hours. I'm listening to my radio and all that stuff. Great. Then all of a sudden I decide I want to vlog. Well, I want to go ahead and put the camera stuff on the front of the helmet by just snapping it in place. I don't want to turn around and ride around all the day long with the helmet with the camera on. So I want to be able to take it on and off, but I also want to be able to travel everywhere I go. And again, I don't have the trunk version of the Goldwing. I have the bagger. So I can't carry along a second helmet, a vlogging helmet. So this helmet here, I've already ordered the chin mount from Chin Mounts for this helmet, and I'm going to turn this into a all-purpose helmet for vlogging and everything. Let me tell you what I have learned about this helmet so far. Sitting on the bike, playing with it most of the day, pairing everything up. I was able to pair it to the motorcycle. It's simple. But there is a concept here we have to take into account. Your motorcycle should be your hub, should be your central hub. That's everything I've watched, everything I've done, and this works for me. I'm gonna let you know what I did. Before I let you know what I did, understand first thing you have to do when you get this helmet is you have to get the firmware update. And that is a headache, because you got to be able to hook it through your network and all that stuff. And it ain't simple and just to easily install. It's not that simple. But anyway, you have to update the helmet. All right, so here's what I did with the motorcycle. I call it BCD, just the alphabet, BCD. B is bike. First thing you got to do is turn on your bike. Second thing you do, once you have it all paired, is you power up. For C is comm system, so you power up your comm system. Then D is your device. Plug in your phone. This is the part that gets a lot of people. Don't Bluetooth your phone. Don't let your phone even recognize your motorcycle. Don't let your phone even recognize your helmet. Nothing. Don't let your helmet recognize your phone. Your phone will be hardwired in. When you plug it in, your phone is part of the system. Your motorcycle is the hub. The Goldwing is the actual hub. So what you do is you start the bike up, let the blue screen stuff go away, turn on your comms system, top two buttons, just push them in, and it'll come on. It'll say welcome and all that. Then it'll say paired to phone. Well, that phone is not a phone. It's your motorcycle. There's a second channel that you can pair something to, and here's what I did. I paired it to the GoPro 12. But let's just not worry about that right at the moment, because there's a problem with that. Anyway, you pair it, once you turn your comm system on, now you're paired to the motorcycle. Your radio, all that is fine. Then you plug in your phone. You don't Bluetooth the phone, you don't do any of that. You plug your phone in by hardwire only. Once you plug your phone in, it immediately recognizes Android Auto, and your maps pop up, everything's ready to go. And all the systems are working. B, C, D. Bike, comm system, then your device, which is the phone. Now, on the helmet, you have a second channel, not the mesh, but a second phone option. And when you pair up to your phone, your second phone, let that second phone actually be the Android 12. The GoPro 12. Here's where you'll encounter some problems. Everything works fine. You don't need the mod, the media mod. You don't need any of that attached to your GoPro 12. Everything works fine until you turn the GoPro 12 off. If you turn it off by the button at the top, how you like, most of us like to start it and stop it, which will also start and stop the camera. If you do that, this will work when you first power it up and it pairs up. It'll work fine. But the moment you turn your camera off, that's where you run into your problems. Because once you hit that button to power off, when you hit that button again to power back up, your camera will work, but your audio will not connect. You have to actually turn the entire camera off the regular way. You have to power it all the way off, then power it all the way back on. When you power it all the way back on, the helmet recognizes it'll call it your second phone, but it recognizes it paired with your second phone, and then you're ready to do what you got to do. Most of us aren't going to operate that way. We want to turn it off when we want to stop recording, and we might not record again for 35 minutes or an hour. That's where you run into the issue. I don't like that. I don't like that feature. I don't like it doing that, and I haven't found a workaround, and I watched tons of videos on it. That's going to be an issue. So I may wind up putting my mount on here and then putting my media mod. Media mod's not that big of a headache. And then just take it off when I'm not using it, put it back on, put the whole thing back on, snap it in place when I am. So again, one of the things, selling points of this helmet was I could pair it with the GoPro 12. Yes, you can, but you're going to have problems with it working intermittently. It'll work, the audio will work, then it won't work. I sat on the bike all day doing this. Good thing I have a battery tender on it, but I'll drain the battery to death trying to get everything to work. That's simply what my process is going to be. The Sena was very comfortable. I mean, while I was doing all that, I wore the helmet for about an hour, making sure everything worked and stuff. But again, this is not technically a review of this Sena helmet, the Sena Impulse helmet. But I'll let you know, because I'm going to go, once I put the gear and stuff on the front, here in a little bit, I'm going to go for a ride, and I will vlog straight from this helmet, see how things are. I do know I can make phone calls and everything from here. I do know that sequence I told you about works perfect so far. Now, I understand people start off with a good sequence, and then it starts to have issues and little bugs and little glitches start popping up. My sequence is BCD, bike, comm system, then device. So fire up the bike, turn on the comm system. After you do that, plug in your phone. Do not Bluetooth it. Don't let your phone recognize your bike. Don't let your phone recognize anything. You just simply plug it in. And once you plug it in, everything works in that order. Shutting it off, and just kill the bike, turn everything off however you want to turn it off, unplug everything however you want. First thing I do is turn the bike off. Everything seems to work fine. Then you can turn the helmet and everything else off, unplug your phone, go do what you got to do. Well, let's go see how this works on the road. So, right now, we are going to test out the Sena helmet. And right now, with the visor just barely cracked, I probably don't have any echo sound inside the helmet. The helmet's very comfortable so far, but I won't be able to judge that until I go on a long distance ride with this particular helmet. Now, for those of you that watched the other videos, you know I went on a 242-mile ride with the Bell Qualifier helmet just the other day, just to gauge what it would be like to run non-stop, basically. And everything went fine. I went to Tullahoma, Tennessee, drove through the academy. For those of you that watched, as you can see, it says it's 59 degrees out here, and I have 359 miles on the bike. And I have the windshield in the up position with my helmet visor slightly cracked. And this actually feels pretty good. So it's not a lot I'm going to add. Maybe I'll actually review the Sena Impulse helmet at another date. I just wanted to get on and test it out. You know, since I paid all this money for it, I just wanted to get out on the road and try it out. And so far, so good. I'll be able to let you know more at another time. Well, anyway, till next time, thanks for watching.